Peace. Grand afternoon. Peace. What's going on? Kings and queens. What's going on? It's your boy DJ Faze, and I'm in the building. First, I would like to ask everybody to please like, share, subscribe, donate, and hit that notification button. And we're going to begin it. First, I would like to give a shout out to Riri. She's my moderator. She always comes in strong. She's there before I get there. And that's why I love her. I love her so much. Um, Today's pretty good. A lot of people been asking me. I was going to do a part two of yesterday's segment, but I had a long talk with Guru. Those people that know who Guru is, he's one of the founders of the Black Spades. And I also had a discussion with my sensei, which is Khalif, another member of the Black Spades, longtime member. And we were discussing a lot of things. And one of the things that I have to say, uh, Guru is actually like a big brother to me. He really is. Guru is who put me in the baby spades. If you watch the Black Spades movie, um, we both tell a story about how I was inducted into the baby spades uh, long time ago. But one of the things that we were talking about is leadership. Leadership. And I have to apologize to my audience for a couple of things because I don't want you to get the wrong impression of what I say. One of the things is the 50, I will no longer say anything about the 50-50 comment because we checkmated that, and we know we don't have to say that anymore because that's just it's false, and they know that. Now, I'm not gonna say that I'm not gonna keep proving that some people were not there. I didn't say that. I can't go that far yet. I'm getting there. I can't say that that go that far yet. So that's one of the things that I would like to say. Another thing that was brought up to me was about what I said about James Brown. So I did not say that James Brown was the grandfather or the father or the godfather of hip hop. I didn't say that. What I what intended the message that I wanted to get over to my audience was that for us, the kids, the creators of hip hop, we could have considered James Brown as a father. Like we were at the age where James Brown's age would have been like a father. And so that's what I meant by I didn't say that he was the father of hip hop because to be honest with you and to be truthful, James Brown's music influenced us to create hip hop. And that's just facts. That's something that's a fact. That's some nobody can take that away from us. Nobody can say no, that's not where we got it from. Nobody can say that that's not was a part of what we were listening to. So that's just pure facts. So I just wanted to straighten that out. Another thing that I spoke to Google about was that so from the creation of it, um, it totally. went in an opposite direction, and people are setting claims for something that had nothing to even were even there, or even had the same idea that Guru and David had. So to say that they were this and they were that and they were if you didn't have that frame of mind to why you were even a spade from the giddy up, then your claim, it really has no substance to it. It really doesn't. And so from this point on, I'm going to take my big brother, older brother, his advice and try to lead into something great. Um, I had to think about what the title of today's topic was going to be, and I wasn't even going to go on. To be honest, I wasn't going to go on, but after talking to Guru, um, I decided to go ahead and go on, and so maybe we can straighten out a lot of these claims and these comments, so to say. So with that being said, let's get right into it. Okay, so and then also I was talking with Riri as well, and she told me that maybe I should put a slash in between FBA and Freedman. I didn't quite agree with it, but I did it because the reason why I didn't agree with it is because it's a question. So the question is, does FBA, Freedman, or who own hip hop? I was talking to one of my other videographers, and we were having a long discussion as well. And one of the things that we were talking about is power. And I suggested that land is power. And then he said something that made a lot of sense, but for who? That's the main thing is for who. So what he said was that no one really owns the land because if we don't pay taxes, that the government can come and take the land away. Okay. And in reality, that's true. That is a true statement. If you don't pay your taxes, then the government can take it away. So, who really owns the land? You see? And one of the things that, and I know I'm going to get the all kinds of scrutiny for the statement that I'm about to make, but I've said for a long time that being called black or being black or whatever you want to call us, we don't own anything. We really don't. But the same government that does own things just happen to be pink. And that's, if you guys disagree with me, that's good. But prove to me that I'm saying a wrong statement. Prove to me that I'm saying that the government, let's take presidents. So from what we know, what we've seen, we can definitely say that we only had one brown president, one, and all of the rest of them have been pink. If you want to talk about skin color, if we want to talk about skin color, if we want to identify individuals by their skin color, we had one brown one and the rest pink. So that's to say that the government is basically pink people. Keep it real. So I started talking about land, and I started talking about different things like one of the things that I brought up was that in any project in the United States, and I'm just going to use the United States right now, any project that you go to, you have how many percentage of brown people and how many percentage of pink people. Then you reverse that and you say, as far as home ownership, how many, what is the percentage of pink ownership compared to brown ownership? And this is something that is just 100% real. Like these are facts. You know, this is not something that you can't look up. You can't find out. I did the research on farmland in the United States, and the percentage of farmland is 98.9% owned by pink people. So that leaves 1% that is owned by brown people. Okay, so if you think about it, if we classify hip hop as a genre of music, not the culture of it, but the music part of it, who is it owned by? We might be the artists, we might be the producers. I'll even go as far as say the directors. But who do we take our works to be paid? Who do we take it to? Even if you say that, oh, there's a lot of brown companies, who do those companies take the product to get their money? So ownership comes with someone that owns owns something that owns it. And we're making the claim about who owns it: Puerto Ricans, brown people, or Jamaican people, or Chinese. All the arguments that we have, while the actual owners, the ones that are collecting the money, the trillions of dollars, are sitting back and saying, yeah, they can fight till they're blue in the face, till they beat each other up. We don't care. We're going to get the money regardless. If they sell, we get the money. If they don't sell, we get the money. And that's real. This is something, you guys, I want you to understand this. When I talk to you guys, I talk to you so looking for solutions. And the solutions that I'm looking for are to better us. They're to better us, to make us better. we've been, my friend says that, he doesn't believe in there being a plan for hundreds of years. But look at how the plan is coming to fruition. It like it's coming to be. Like the plan was to own slaves. That was the plan. And it happened. The plan was to separate us. And it happened. The plan was to flood our neighborhoods first, put us in neighborhoods. A lot of us take off the neighbor part, but the hood. And they put us in these hoods. And once they got us in these hoods, look at all the things the plans that they did to destroy us. We're talking about heroin. We're talking about cocaine. We're talking about crack. We're talking about homosexuality. We're talking about liquor stores. We're talking about guns. We're talking about uh, same sex marriage. And that was one of the points that I had brought up. And it was a good question because one of the questions that I asked was that out of all the presidents that we had, all the pink presidents that we had, the question arose years ago about law being able to have same-sex marriage. So a lot of pink presidents were issued that request. But it's mighty funny that when we do get this one brown president, then it becomes the law. It becomes okay. It's the one brown president says it's okay to have same sex marriage. Now, I don't want you guys to think that I'm against gay people or anything, because one thing that I do know, that a man and woman are supposed to have children, and their children have children. So naturally, I don't see how two men or two women can have children. I don't see it. I don't. Maybe it's something I don't know. Listen, DJ Faze doesn't know everything. I don't. But to know that that's was turned into law, it kind of I have questions about it. I really do. I have questions about it. So back to FBA, Freedman, or who owned hip hop. I would like to know that the creators of hip hop, I know I was one of them, were all brown. We were kids and we were all brown. And so the notion that we were too young to create this $1 trillion business is false, because I know it to be different. I know that what we were emulating were older people. What we were uh, constructing came from what we've seen, what we've heard, what we, but it was never put together the way that we put it together to create it. And, without Mario, I don't believe that it would have ever got out of the sections. I don't believe that. I really don't. You know, other DJs were playing regular music and stuff. Yes, there was a lot of DJs before us, a lot of DJs before Mario. But even till today, that that hardcore beat and that dance and that talking over the microphone can't be duplicated in that way because the way that it was brought about was unique in itself. So of course, people can add on and can keep on, but that one foundation of it was what we wanted that to be our thing. That's what we created it for it to be something in our uniqueness. So FBA, Foundational Black American, was that the creators? You would have to say so because at the time we were identified as black. We were born here, which is known to be America. Freedmen, yes, we were born free in a sense, I'm going to say, because nobody's, none of us are really basically free. We have a lot of more freedom than we did earlier, but we're not never. I haven't seen us anybody that was truly free, and it doesn't have to be just free from a political standpoint. It could be enslaved and be by being programmed, to believe in certain things. Okay, so I agree with Friedman, but now who else is trying to take claim to this so-called hip hop? Who else is trying to take claim to it? And when I say take claim to it, meaning that instead of saying, well, someone else created it and we took it to another point. We added on to it. We it evolved to what we're doing. That's not the case. That's not the case at all. Instead of someone saying thank you for giving us something to love and to treasure, that's not happening. Doesn't happen at all. It doesn't happen. And I think that's the part for me that makes me say, well, why? I found out one of the people that say the comments and been doing it for years and stuff. This person lives on my mother's block, and I'm gonna tell a straight up story. When they moved on to my mother's block, and I was living there, um, they did something or said something, and I was beating them up, and so they ran into the house and got their older brother, and I was gonna beat him up as well. And so the older brother got the father, and I was going to beat up the father as well. But the father had sense enough to call the police on me. Okay, so and this is years and years. This was in the 70s. Okay, so this was years and years ago. But that person held that on me for all this time. So what I want to do publicly on this to the person, because person know you know who it is. I apologize as a man. I apologize for those behaviors. I was young. I was a kid. I mean, that's no excuse to bully or beat anyone. That's no excuse. But that's something that I really don't have control over as being young. So I apologize. And I hope you accept my apology for doing that because I don't want to be a bully. I don't like bullies. I don't. I really don't. And me doing that was actually a bully move. Another thing that I wanted to say about what's going on with the Puerto Ricans and the Jamaicans is, and also he's Jamaican. Okay, so there was always a need for him to try to assimilate to what we would do, the clothes that we would wear. He would always say, "Oh, you got the first clothes that I saw," and everything. He always would say that. And I was just, as we got older, I never listen. Where I come from, if we fight, then we're fighting because we're getting each point across. But then if you're my friend, the next day we're back to being friends. So that's what I thought. I thought that, yo, we fought, whatever, you know what I'm saying? And we back to being cool. We won't cross that line anymore, you know. But some people just are not like that. They're not built like that. So I understand that and I apologize for that. Back to what I was saying about with the Puerto Ricans and the Jamaicans is that so I grew up, the way I grew up was that, we would snap. That's the one thing that we would do. That's our fun. We had fun that. So, when it was rainy days or snowing outside and we couldn't go outside and play or whatever, we would be in the hallways and in the staircases and we would just be cracking jokes, and snapping on each other. And the one thing that I have to admit is that we will all do it to each other and we wouldn't take offense to it because we're doing it to each other. So if I snap on you, then you snap back on me. I'm gonna laugh if it's funny. I'm not gonna be like, "Oh, you said something about me," and I'm gonna go upstairs and I'm mad at you or what. I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna laugh. I'm gonna like, yo, that was funny. And while I'm laughing, I'm thinking of something, a comeback to come back and snap back on you. And that's how we did it. Like that's how we did it. And I've come to find out that, and I'm gonna say, I'm gonna go ahead and put it out there and say some Puerto Ricans are not like that. And I'm going to say some Jamaicans are not like that. I don't deal with pink people like that, so I wouldn't know about the pink people. I don't deal with Chinese people like that. I don't know Chinese. I don't know. I don't know, but I know I've dealt with Puerto Ricans and Jamaicans, and they're not like that. They take offense to being called, so I do that. Like I know for a fact, even though if I'm saying it right now, I know for a fact that when we were introduced to Spanish people, because that's what I did, we called them Spanish. We didn't call them Puerto Rican, Dominican, or nothing. We called them Spanish people. And I was wrong for saying that, because they just because they spoke Spanish doesn't mean that that's what they were, but that's what we were doing. And so the Spanish people, they took offense to us snapping on them, and they hold that till today. They hold that. They're like, like, no, you're not supposed to snap on us, or something. And so I need to find a way to stop doing that. I don't want to do that, because like I said, I spoke to Guru, and he showed me a lot of things. He showed me that I can be a leader, because if we could create something as big as hip hop is, that we can do a lot. And he showed me a lot of things, as far as we set a lot of trends at a young ages. We set a lot of trends that people still do to this day, and so I have to learn how to be a leader, and I have to learn how to bring us to the next level. And in order to do that, I can't, down another person, because that's one thing that I never did. I never wanted to have to down someone to look good. I don't want to do that. And so I'm not going to do that. Now, you guys got to help me. You really, I'm asking for your help. Honest, I'm really asking for your help, because someone and in the comments, you guys will say something in the comments, and I'll be laughing, and I'll add to it and everything. But you guys gotta help me. You gotta help me. Um, so that's one of the things that I wanted to say. And so, as far as FBA Freedman, or who owned hip hop, I must say, and you guys are probably going to be really, really mad at me, really, really mad at me. But I have to say, it's not FBA, it's not Freedmen, it's not Puerto Ricans, it's not Jamaicans, it's pink people. It's pink people. And it's hard it's really truly hard to recognize and say it, but it is. That's it. We don't own it, but I believe that we can. I think we can take ownership of it. Look at all the record companies from day one. You know, um, the artists were the ones that was bringing the money to the table and everything, but they were actually just loaned. So they were loaning their music to someone, and actually selling their music. So I can't even say loan, because they got a little bit of pennies for something that someone else got dollars for. So they sold their music and their acts and their hard labor and their work for pennies to someone who then made dollars off of. And that's what's happening till this day. So once again, FBA, freedmen, brown people, Puerto Ricans, Jamaicans, Haitians, Cubans, Dominicans, they don't own hip hop. They don't. And if you believe that they do, you go to that artist and you ask who's sponsoring him, who's giving him, who's funding him, who's giving him the money, where's the money going to? These big companies, and you see these guys with the big chains on and big houses. There's someone that got them that has a bigger house and a bigger salary. So that person with the bigger house and the bigger car and the bigger salary is the person that owns it. Okay, I'm not going to run out of time today. And I was scolded about going into the comments yesterday. Okay, so first and foremost, Riri, peace, love, family, nothing but love. Marvin McKinley says, peace to the chat phase, peace. Okay, Jamal, what up, phase? I love you too, phase Riri. Yes, I love you. China Black, always the general, always here, always there. Peace, China Black. Michael Jenkins, let's put him up and see what he's saying. Okay, Michael Jenkins says, mad respect to you, hip hop pioneer DJ Face. Thank you, my legendary brother, for helping to create the culture that we love called hip hop. Keep spitting the facts. Thank you. Thank you, Michael Jenkins. Thank you. And so, Michael, I just want to say this that you're part of it, and you can take ownership as well. Um, we don't do that. We don't do it, and we don't, and that's why I think that it's so imperative that we don't let anyone else come and take credit for us from us. I don't think it's right. And that's what's happening. When you look at these comments and you see these people saying stuff like, well, we were there and FBA is not the creators of it, and and this person did this and that person. If we agree or just let it slide, then they have the ability to take from us what is rightful ours. And so you remember how when we were kids, we would say, "Oh," and Richard Pryor said it too. Y'all ain't taking me as no slave. I would tell you I'd take that whip and hang your ass with it on this and whatever. This is our chance to do that. This is our chance to say, yo, you're not taking jack from us. But we gotta do it. You see, we have to do it. So when I do these broadcasts, I'm I'm bringing people like Michael Jenkins and us and Patrick Young and China Black and all of these people to say, listen, man, we're not gonna let you guys take something away from us. I didn't read the comments that Riri was making to the guy until today. She told me that, oh, look at my comment. And I looked at her and she goes in, and China Black goes in, and and you guys go in. So it's not like y'all don't know what the truth is and how to do it, but the next step is to take it back. Okay, so that's what that is. Okay, let's go down. Uh, what's up? That's Patrick Young. What's good, DJ Faze? What's good, family? Greetings from San Antonio, Texas. It's hard out here for a trucker. Eh, eh. Okay, Patrick Young. Peace, peace. And wherever you do land, wherever you stop or whatever, be careful. And take hip hop with you guys. Take it with you everywhere you go. And that's how we're gonna do it. Princess in the house. Peace, face, peace to the chat. Okay, Princess is in the house. Princess. So we're in the process of deciding which one we're gonna do this year. Is it gonna be the park or is it gonna be next to your father's building? So we're up. We'll let you know. You're going to be the first one to know which one we're going to do. The reason why I suggested, excuse me, the reason why I suggested Rosedale Park is because number one, till this day, till this day, people are still scared to come into Bronxdale. And I can't say I don't know why because I do know why. I do know why. And so Rosedale Park is more public, and so we can fit a lot more people. Um, Last year when we did change from going to Rosedale Park to the first section where it all started, um, people called me and told me like, I'm not going in Bronxdale. Isn't that the home of the notorious Black Spades, and doesn't this, and so they were like a little bit scared to come. So we lost a lot of people that would have been in the park out there. So that's what I want to say to you, Princess. We're working on that now. Um, okay. Madison, peace. Mad Son, peace. Mad Son, peace to everyone here in the chat. Okay, I guess we don't have any any questions, and that's the reason why I did the title that way is because I'm asking the question. I'm asking the question, does FBA, Freedman, or who own hip hop? So I want you guys to chime in on it. I want you guys to ask questions. I want you guys to give your opinion. That's what we're here for. We're here to get information and share information. So if you know something that I might know, then make a comment and let's get to it. Okay, Patrick Young. DJ Faze, did you see on the news the official report that for the first time more non-whites were born in America last year? Secondly, I think integration was the worst thing to ever happen to us. That more whites were born in America. Ah, whoo! That, my brother, is, in my opinion, something that they have been saying for a long time. A long time. Um, just look at from what we know. When and I know pink people, and from the knowledge that I know. Okay, I'll just say the pink people that I know. The pink people that I know, um, their families are, they'll have the mother, the father, a son, and a daughter. Or they might have two daughters and a son. Or they might have two sons and a daughter. But you get my point. That's basically it. The brown people that I know have at least, 4 or 5 kids, 6, 7 kids. Older generations have 12 and 14 kids, excluding the parents. And especially in the South, you can go to your cousin's house, and your cousin got you got like 8 cousins that's on the same, in the same family, and so on and so on and so on. And that's just from what I've saw. So for them to say that they have, because you got to understand this, if they give you a statistic saying that there's more of them than us, right? That gives that there should be the ones, the most of them should be in more power than the other ones, because they have what they call the majority, you know. And what the majority is the the majority has the right to govern the affairs of the minority. So that's exactly what's been happening in history. Um, they were considered the majority, and they govern the affairs of us who are the minority, and so on and so on. So now I know you guys, I know right now that right there, people are gonna say, wait a minute, hold on, which page talking about? But look it up, and do your research, and you'll find out that what I'm saying is exactly the truth. This is the truth. The majority has the rights to govern the affairs of the minority. And that's it. So to say that they have more than us would give them the status of majority. Okay. And that's just it. So they're going to program us at all times to say that they're the majority and we're the minority. They're going to say that all the time. They're going to say that they're the majority and we are the minority, because they have the right to govern our affairs. And that's just simple. Okay, so I hope I answered your question, Patrick. I hope I answered. Um, okay, Marvin says we enjoy forms of freedom. Yeah, basically, basically, um, yeah, we enjoy forms of it, because it's not that we're really free. Free of what? You got to understand. Are we free to go and pick some land and take claim to that land? No. Are we free to be judged not by our skin color, but who we are internally? No. So yeah, there's some freedoms that we have. Um, One of them is something that I've been saying for years. We're free to take in air. That's it for me. Because just like the fact of fishing, I'm a fisher. You guys know I'm a fisherman, and we can't even do that without being regulated. We can't do that without having a license. We can't do that without, being a part of society, regulated. When that's a freedom that our Creator gave to us. They gave us the way to fish and eat and stuff, and to bear fruit and to eat fruit. But you guys can get mad, but who took that away from us? And so yeah, we enjoy some, not all. First class citizen, peace. Where you at? I didn't see you. Okay, peace, peace. Okay, okay. Um, Shy dinners. Are you willing to take a lie detector test live? Of course, of course. And I would, I'll put it to you this way. Um, Shy dinners. I put you up there, and so what what would you believe that I might be lying about? That let just put it in the comments where you think that I would be lying. Just put it in the comments, and we're gonna see what you're saying, shy dinners. Because you're, like I said, you're probably one of the same peoples, the same haters that's been in here all the time with under different names. But let's go. We're gonna because I know you're listening. So you put in the comments. I'm gonna look for it right now. I'm gonna take this off and I'm gonna look for your where you think that I'm lying about. Okay. So let's go. Let's look for it. Come on, people. Help me look for it. Help me look for it. Now, if you don't put it up there, I'm going to tell my moderator to get rid of you. All right. So let's see if they put it up there. Phase Walter Gibbons' 10 recent remix is the blueprint for house music. First ever commercially available 12-inch single. Huh? What? I'm stuck. You guys gotta help me out because I don't know what is this guy talking about. Okay, I gotta put it up there, even though I wasn't gonna put nothing that he said. I'm gonna put it up there. At phase, Walter Gibbons 10 version. I don't know what that means. Version remix is, I guess it means recent. Remix is the blueprint for house music? Question mark. First ever commercially available 12-inch single. What are you saying? Shy dinners? Let me get rid of that. But I'm interested into finding why you feel like I need a a lie detector. This guy is just saying like the stupidest things. Like what Lily Tomlin was getting sturdy in 72. Okay. Water is wet. Okay. When the wind blows, it blows. It makes the air move. What the hell? Look, if we're down, that way is up. Okay, so okay, enough of this guy. You can tell he's oh my god. Oh, and so yes, He says, "Am I willing to take a lie detector test?" Okay, Riri got him though. Look what Riri said. Shy dinners. Who's taking a lie detector test? Who do you feel is lying? Okay, so we asked him that. Riri asked him that, and it's just nothing. It's Lily Tomlin was something. Oh God, I guess they're trying to throw us off or get us not to talk about something, and I see that. I see that. Okay. Um. Oh. Okay. Princess says sometimes your own parents would snap on you for fun unless you're a sensitive kid. Then maybe they wouldn't. Right. Exactly, princess. My parents snapped on me and that made me be quicker. I laugh or whatever, but that made me be quicker. Then I would, go downstairs and reverse it, tell them, So yes, but that's a part of our culture. See, princess, that's a part of our culture, and they don't understand that. Some people that are not in our culture, they don't understand that, and that's what gets them. So, I've seen, and this is no joke. I've seen a Puerto Rican that really wanted to fight me, even though they would have, they wouldn't have won, but they really wanted to fight me because I snapped on them. And I told him, I was like, even and this wasn't this wasn't years and years ago. This was like a couple years ago, and even like I was like, yo, that's whack, that's whack. And they were so mad, like they was like phases. And then if you can look in the comments, they call me racist and they call me like all kinds of frauds and this just like this guy. Oh, you gotta take a lie detector test for what? What am I lying about? What do you feel like I'm lying about? And so yes, princess, our parents would snap on us, and that was fun. That was like fun. We would be laughing, or if our siblings, we would be laughing. Yeah, yeah. Even here, even China says, mean the facts. We all got snapped on and snapped on each other. That was a part of snaps. So why do they get so angry, and why do they call me a racist, and why do they say that I'm so wrong for doing it? That's how you can tell. That's the way you can tell who's who. Okay. First class citizen, BP, lie detector test. Somebody needs to seriously have their head examined. Right, right. Because, like I said, but you guys, let's make it clear. That person been here before, and is someone that made another name, and that's what I don't understand is, And I said this the other day. If you think I'm lying, if you think I'm not truthful, you think I'm gaslighting people, or you think I'm doing it, why do you come here? Like, why do you come and listen to me for an hour and some change? Why do you come? You're not invited. I would never go somewhere where I'm not wanted. We don't want you here. we don't. We don't want you here. You're not a part of us. You're not nothing. We don't want you here. So let's get that straight now. We don't want you here. So why are you here? Why do you come here? Somebody answer that. Oh, goodness gracious. It's crazy. It's crazy. Um, hold on. Okay. Phase, they gave it away or got taken advantage of. Most creators are young and not business savvy like older pink people. Yes, yes, yes. And not only that, um, money can really be known as the root of evil. Not all evil, but evil. Because people sell out people for money. People do terrible things to people for money. So if a record company says, listen, we want you to promote taking drugs, hurting each other, treating women with no respect, treating elders with no respect, we'll give you money to do that. Some people will do that. And that's just pure fact. Some people will do that. They will take the money and do it, you know. And so that's, I hate to say it, but some of the people that are us do that, and so it's hard. It's really hard. Yeah. Okay, DJ Faze, everyone from Honorable Elijah Muhammad, Dr. Amos Wilson, and Dr. Claude Anderson have already given us the blueprint. It's group economics and the desire to move and live as one. Yes, yes, yes. But there's a but. There is a but to that. So living as one sometimes is not beneficial to certain people. In other words, like most of the Malcolm X, the Panthers, a lot of them were taken down by their own people. It's pure fact. They were taken down by their own people. So imagine a group of us thinking that we're doing all the right things and we have our own government and we pay our own taxes to each other and we have our own food, we make our own everything, we're self-efficient, and there's someone working to destroy that within for the pink people, you see? And just like the guy, just like this guy, that in the comments all the time, he's supposed to be my friend. He's supposed to be my friend, but deep down inside, he hates me for what I've done. That was, and when I think about it, like, come on, man, I'm beating up him, and then beating up his older brother, and then beat up his father, and the father, like, what kind of, man was I? And so, but this guy, he act like he was really my friend, like, and so I was, of course, being a friend to him, but the whole time he was just stabbing me in the back, stabbing me in the back. And he had this jealous and envious thing for all this years and years build up, years. So that's what I fear. I fear that we do that, and we do come together, and we do have something great, and it get destroyed within. New Jack City, G Money, G Money messed it up. They was rocking. I don't condone that, but that's one of my favorite things. They was rocking King of New York, same thing. Inside job. And destroyed the whole thing. And so that's what I fear. I fear with those scenarios. Okay, let me take a couple more because I did go over, which I promised myself I was not first class citizen. I got to take that one. Hold on. Okay, yeah, first class citizen. That's why they need to do the honorable thing and show integrity, being truthful. If they can't do that, then they are a certified tether. I was taught that a liar is a thief. True, true, very, very true. And you know, I was that was one of the things that I was talking about today was being a tether, what tether is and everything. But you have to understand something, and I'm not saying you have to understand, but it, something to understand is this: that a lot of these people, right, that do these things could never be us. Like no matter what they do, you could dress, you could wear this. If I okay, take for instance, somebody said that I got a Chinese hat or whatever, but you see the official, you see the is that's official tissue, and it's just it's my swag, all my hats are official tissue. And so I just say that, I just say that because someone said, oh, my Chinatown hat or whatever. But anyway, what I'm saying is that they cannot, even if they had my hat on, if they had on my shirt, my pants, my sneakers or whatever, they cannot be us. They cannot. If I take off all my clothes, my hat and my shoes and my house and just stand in the middle of the street, bucky naked, all right, they cannot be me, just like they can't be you. If music come in, and I know I said I wasn't gonna snap again, but if music comes on while I'm standing there buck naked in the street, I'm able to. They don't have that soul in them to do that. They don't. And so imagine that. You guys gotta imagine. We've never been in that position. So we don't know how that feels to them, knowing that they can never be us, like never, like they can't buy us, they can't do nothing. And so it has to hurt. That must has to hurt to know that we created this $1 trillion business. We create fashion, we create this, we create that, we create all of these different things. And no matter what, they could get money. They got look at some of the people. They got all the money and all of that, and they still can't be us. They still can't. So that must be, in reality, a pain that we've never saw. And then look at all the other people that know that they put us through slavery, they put us through drugs, through all of the killings and hate, self-hate, and all of that. They put all, and we still survived. And we came out rocking. And so they don't have that. And so that must really hurt to know. So that's why they're not there to just comment and say something. They're there to be a part of what we're doing, or our conversations. I was just talking to one of us, and I was saying, they're there to hear and be a part of us. So when we ignore them, that gets them mad. that pisses them off. Like, how dare you guys not acknowledge that I'm here? We don't go to your channel. We don't call your name out. We don't do nothing. We could care less. You could say a billion lies on your channel. We're not gonna go and challenge it. We're not. Because we're not gonna go there. We don't care. We don't care. We don't care. You guys care. You guys care what we do. And I'm speaking for myself. You guys care what I do. You're on my live. You come to my live to tell me, oh, I need a lie detector test. Oh, I need this. Or oh, you were too young to do this. Or oh, you guys, how do you know that? Because how do you know I said something? The reason why you said it is because you come to see what I'm saying. Oh boy. Oh God. Princess says, Faith, a lot of young people don't have patience to stay grassroots. They want to get out of whatever situation their family are in. They want money fast. And that's it. And they don't even want to work for it. I was at the store the other day. Yeah, I know I shouldn't have been at the Walmart, but I was at the Walmart the other day. And I noticed something. I noticed that some of these young people just want a check. They don't want to do the service. They don't want to do anything but get that check. So we're online, and the person in front of me had a question about a price on something. And what happened was that people didn't notice that she was open. She's at the cash register now. And they didn't notice that she was open. The reason why they didn't notice, because she's sitting on the phone like this, whatever, with her head down into her phone. So we get up there, and then the lady has a question about a price. So she has to call, the supervisor, whatever, the floor manager, or whatever, to get this price. So she does that and picks up the phone right in front of us. Like and we could see, because she's laughing and texting and whatever, and you hear the phone going whatever, and so it has nothing to do with Walmart business or whatever. And all she was thinking about at the end of the day was, at the end of the week, she's going to get paid, and that's it. So there's no more. There's no more. Okay. Okay. I see this guy's whatever. I hope you got rid of him. Let me see. Uh-oh. Okay. Okay. Cool DJ Phase. We are organically own the culture, but don't currently own it commercially. That's the paradox regarding our ownership status. Right. Right, right. And so that's it. That's what's happening now. Um, we we created something, like we've done everything, and someone else owns it, And I believe in my heart that we can change that. We can reverse that. I believe in my heart that we can reverse that. So, hey, don't give up. Let's do it together and get it done. Okay, I think that's about it for right now. Um, I had to. Let me just throw this one up. I didn't hear from JD. Okay, cool DJ Phase. Peace to you and the family. FBA Freedman own our culture. Part of our culture is our music, and everything that went into the creation of hip hop is our music. Okay, JD. Now, what you're saying is it sounds 100% correct, but is it? So take for instance, these companies, these record companies, for instance, right? If like Master P, right? He owns his company, right? Who does he have to market it with? Who does he have to publish it with? Who does he have to? Who gets the maximum money to distribute it? It's not him. It's not. And so therefore, the one that gets the most money is the ownership. Has ownership. Michael Jackson worked for a record company. James Brown, Prince, Beyonce, Jay-Z, they have money, but who has more money than them? How could Beyonce get put out? How could we even know that there was a Beyonce? How do we even know? Because the company that put her out, put her out. And that's it. Just like the presidents. Okay, the president's supposed to be like like a king over the United States. In other words, he's supposed to have the last word. Yes, they say Congress and this, you got to go through the Senate and all of that other stuff, but he's supposed to have the last word, right? That's what it's supposed to be. And from all I can remember is there was only one Brown FBA or Freedman in existence. So that should tell you something. So yes, JD, it sounds like we should own our things because we created it. Yes, we should own it, but that's not the case. All right. Let me see. Something went down my throat. No one can trace hip hop back to their culture. All components of hip hop culture run to the root, which is FBA Freedman culture. I don't understand that, JD. No one can trace hip hop back to their culture. Oh, no one else other than us. Got you. Yes, perfect. I was wondering, JD is down with us, so so okay, so yes, no one else. You got to put else. Can trace. Okay, you scared me, JD. You scared me there. Okay. What up, though, Dilly Boy Murder Mitten? What up, though? Oh wow, I see this is what happens to me. You guys come in with the comments all later when I had a whole row of things to comment on, and you guys come in. But it's okay. I love you guys. If we gotta stay a little bit longer, we're gonna stay a little bit longer. Okay, so JD says again, non-FBAs come here because they want culture that they don't have. I don't go into Puerto Rican spaces because I don't have any interest in anything they are talking about. And that's true. That's true. Wow, JD, I wish I could give you the star, but that's true. So why do they come into our space? Like, why do they come here? If they're saying I'm a liar, right? Just say the liar part. If they say I'm a liar, Why do they have interest in listening to my lies? That doesn't make sense, people. I want everybody in this chat to ask that question. If I'm lying or is something that I'm saying that you don't want to hear, why do they come to hear? Why? Ask them that. Ask them that. Anytime you see these ones that Riri got a kick out or whatever, ask them that. Ask them like, so, well, why are you here? Why? Why are you here? You know? Oh my God. Okay. Um, a go gadget. Oh my God. Okay. What's sad is these other groups of non FBA liars aren't even benefiting from the lie. They're not making any money off it, and they don't have the talent to make it the lie believable. Um, I must say, I don't know, Go Gadget, if they're not making money because there's a particular person that's lying. You know who I'm talking about. Lying. And apparently are getting money for for lying. Because see, oh man, this is so deep, but I'm gonna talk about it next week. But um, it's so deep at why a lot of these things are happening and who's behind it. You know, I was just talking about it, to my boy about how things are planned, and he doesn't believe that things were not planned 500 years ago, 400. But you got to understand, when was slavery? When was heroin? When was guns? When was guns in our neighborhood? When was alcohol? When was cocaine? When was crack? When was homosexuality? These things are planned. Okay, these a lot of these things are planned. And so if we're not a part of that plan, then we just out. So those people with the plan, or those people that are part of the plan, yes, they're getting money. You think those kids that say that get a record company, I mean, they go to a record company, and the record company tells them to sing a record about killing each other, disgracing women, drugs, and everything, and saying where the culture, the lie that the culture came from you guys or whatever, and you think they're not getting paid to do that? Yeah, they're getting paid and good money, so yeah, look at these shows and stuff that they don't know nothing about the culture. They don't know nothing about the creation, nothing, absolutely nothing. But yet it's still they getting paid. So I must have to disagree. They are making money. They're making money off the lies. Okay, that's it really for me. I'm gone. Shoot, God's gonna have me here all day. Uh-uh. Okay. I thought Riri, I thought you got rid of this guy. Oh, and Busteto's here. Got to take a couple of his things, but let's go back to this guy. When the pink people arrived in Africa in the 1400s, they arrived to active slave markets. Okay, who did you ask to take a lie detector test? Who did you ask? We gave you ample enough time to say who you were talking about. You didn't do it. You're just coming up with other just idiotic stuff. So we already said that whoever you are, just say, just say it. Just say, who you believe is lying. So you're not going to do that. So we're not, notice I'm not saying your name anymore. You're irrelevant. Um, okay, Bustetto. We create culture without even trying. Show do. Show do. And that's where the problem comes in. You see, like, okay, and I hope you come to July 25th to I think this is my seventh annual. I think it's the seventh annual. But anyway, Bustetto, I hope you come. I hope you come. It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy this year. But anyway, uh, yeah, that's why they're so, like, the perfect example. This guy, he's in here. He asked me you weren't here when he asked to take a lie detector test. Well, I might be willing to do a lie detector test live. So we've been asking him, take a lie detector for what? What do you think I lied about? He can't come up with something. That's just like when we asked the Puerto Ricans, well, what was your contribution to the creation of hip hop? They can't say nothing. They don't. Where are your pictures of the fashion that you did? It had that we might have emulated. That we were. They can't come up with that. What music did you get from and that you brought to the creation of hip hop? They don't come up with it. So that's what they're mad about. That's what this whole thing is about. Is we create the culture without even trying, because we are the culture. We are our culture, and that's just who we are. And I think that's the best way to say it, that we are our culture, and that's who we are. So if we don't know, we don't have to try. That's just us. It's just us. That's how we are. And that's what they hate about us the most. Okay. All right, you guys. That's it. That's it. Oh God. JD, I hear you, fam. From the commercialization standpoint, I know what you mean. I look at that as economic theft of our culture, but I get what you're saying. Yes, yes, yes. So, we could say that we own something or whatever. Who has the title? Who has the deed? We don't. We don't own the deed. We don't have the title for it. So that's what it is. Okay. So you guys are not gonna stop. Oh my God. I wonder who this guy is. I wonder what did he change his name from? Yeah, I wonder who he is. Are they definitely getting paid to do that? Yes, yes, Ackley, yes. I see your point. Yes, yes. Okay. Just a straight up clown. Yeah. Okay. So guy, to change your name, this is how we feel. First class citizen tells you how we feel about you. Okay, and then look, this is another one. All right, look. If anything, Jamaicans created hip hop. That's probably the guy from my block, from my mom's block. That's probably the guy from my block, because he changed his name so many times, and he's been doing this for a long time. He's been doing it for a long time. So that's probably the guy from my block that I beat up. It was gonna beat up his brother, older brother, and it was gonna beat up his pops. And they called the cops on me, man. That's what. Oh God, they called the cops on me, man. Why they gonna call the cops on a little face, man? Come on, man. You call the cops. I gotta just duke it out. Duke it out with me. Okay, that's it. So, all right. So listen, people. Um, I decided a couple of things. One of the things that I decided was that I'm not gonna go on as much. I'm not going to go on as much because I like to think that when I do these lives that it has something to sink in. You have something to sink in and to take a look at. A lot of times we just watch these lives and it doesn't penetrate. It just okay. We'll make those accusations and all that stuff at the time, but it doesn't really sink in. So I want you guys to really like look at it and think about it. Let's think about, does FBA, Friedman, or who own hip hop? Let's think about it. Those questions, maybe I didn't answer them, correct or whatever, but yeah, it's it's something to think about. Um, See, you know what? Okay, guys, I'm gonna take 10 more minutes. All right, I'm gonna take 10 more minutes because I see some interesting stuff. Okay, let's start off with this one. Oh God, you guys, I love you guys, man. Y'all just don't know, man. Y'all touch my heart, man. I love you guys. First class citizen says, dude straight up respawn, got back in the chat with a new username. Right, right. Exactly. Now, and this is what I don't understand. So what do they do when they have different names? They come in like about us is that they want to so bad. They want to be a part of so bad. Like, oh my God, they want to be so bad. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay, Charles Shaw, LGH. Name what they created and where did it come from? Because Herc never rapped nor MC. Well, if you get that question answered, you will be, I'll send you money. Okay, like, because we've been asking that question from day one. Like, we really did. But it's, okay. Uh, if Jamaicans created hip hop, how come hip hop doesn't have a Jamaican accent or use Jamaican slang or use Jamaican music? What Jamaican music was sampled by hip hop artists in the early days of it? Um, that goes with everybody else other than us. Okay. We never use Spanish records. Never. We never use Jamaican records. Never. We never talk Jamaican. Never. We never talk Spanish. Never. We never dress like Jamaicans. Never. We never dress like Spanish. Never. We never dance like Jamaicans. Never. We never dance like the Puerto Rican. Never, 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 never. So where, like I where? Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay, that was it. I said 10 minutes, but I'm going. I'm going. So, like I said, guys, please like, share, subscribe, donate. Definitely hit the notification button. And listen, you guys, I'm gonna go back to the comments and I want you guys to tell me a good time to come on and a good day to come on. Okay, because we're gonna break it down and we're gonna do it by the days, and we're not gonna go on just randomly. We're gonna pick a day, and I wanna broaden this channel. I really want us to because a lot of people, and that's what we was talking about as well. A lot of these people are subscribed to my channel. they're subscribed. They're and so they got the notification of when phase is on. And so I made a joke about it, but it's serious. So they'll get the notification. They could be doing whatever. They could be in the middle of doing something, and that notification comes on, and they'll run there to say, "Oh, well, FaZe didn't do this, or this is that, or all these founding fathers of hip hop are from the Caribbean, or all of this." They'll run to say that. They'll run. They get the notification and run, and that in my mind I'm saying that's a disturbed person. That is a real disturbed person. Like, that's a real disturbed person. Like, what do they do? What's on their brain? Like, what do they think about? And so I hope they get help. I hope they get help. I'm not gonna snap on them much more. I hope they get help. But anyway, listen. So July 25th, for those who follow me and those that care, it's going to be my seventh annual tribute to Disco King Mario event, the 25th, July 25th. Um, I want everybody to come. I really do. I want everybody to come. And just let's keep this. Let's keep this. Let's keep hip hop. Let's be the ones that stand 10 toes down and keep hip hop, because it's ours. We created it, and it's ours. It's ours. So I love you guys. I'm gonna keep on looking at the actual the actual tethering and the hatred on the comments. But you guys be well. And like I always say, it all depends on you guys of whether I come back and share information. It all depends on the other day. You guys, I'm gonna start calling out the people that do donate. Um, because you guys, and like I said, people act like I'm asking for $100, $1,000,000, $1,000, 500. That's not it. That's not it. You know, a lot of times I don't charge like other people to put up comments. I don't. I just put them up, and we read them and we discuss them. Other channels, they charge you. It's called a super chat. They charge you to post up your comments. And I don't do that. I don't. So, I think it's only fair to say, okay, let's build up Phase's channel. Let's get him some things that he can do. As soon as was able to put up the pictures, boom, I put up the pictures and stuff. So, like, let's do this, man. Let's continue to have me on. And we can do this. All right. So peace out, you guys. I love you guys. Oh, and I'm gonna read. Listen, this is what I need you guys to do. This is some homework. I need you to put up some suggestions on what time and what day I should come on and broadcast. What time and what day. And Riri is working on monetizing the site, so that's going to be different. Share. I need you guys to share. Because it's not. Let's spread the information so that we can come together as a unit. We will keep on saying about coming together as a unit, but how are we going to come together as a unit if we don't come together? You see what I'm saying? So share these broadcasts, and let's make it happen. All right. Peace, love you guys, and I will definitely read the rest of the comments.